Yo, what's up, guys? Finally, guys, this tumultuous season is finally over for AC Milan, guys, winning their final match day of the season, 2-0 against Monza, guys, in a game that meant absolutely nothing, of course, guys, but obviously we saw Felix get a goal in his last game of the season. Beautiful free kick by him. Nice corner kick for Gabbia to get a goal, guys. So, two nice goals by Milan. Obviously, like I mentioned, game didn't mean very much. The season was obviously an absolute joke, a waste of our time. A lot of the season was basically, guys. And obviously, the most important thing to Milan's management was selling the new jerseys, of course. The new jerseys were on for display today in this game, guys. And I like the jerseys, but I hate the logo, how they changed the logo. Hate that. Just another sign that this Milan management is trying to suck the soul out of the history out of this club, guys, and destroying the product on the field and everything else. And then obviously we saw what happened to start the game. And all I'm going to say is, guys, give the Curva Sud a round of applause. Honestly, the Curva Sud planned this protest, and I thought it was absolutely spectacular by them. Over 3,000 fans showed up. I heard almost close to 5,000 in total, guys, by the end of it. Well done by the Curva Sud to say enough is enough and finally call out this management and how pathetic they are, how they're not going to destroy the history of this club, guys. Chanting Paolo Maldini's name on top of it. Well deserved. We all know what Paolo means to this club, what he's done for this club. And this management tries to erase the history that he has made in this club. Obviously, we heard about a fan waving a Maldini jersey around. They had to escort him back to his seat, trying to silence the fans' opinions of how we feel as a fan base regarding how this management has turned this club into an absolute disaster, guys. Well done by the Curva Sud with that protest at Casa Milan. Well done by them also to go into the game and doing that beautiful thing where they saying go home, how they all lined up to say go home. They were loud as hell in that stadium, guys. Going in there for only 15 minutes and protesting after, guys, outside. I thought they really sent a clear message to this management. You people are asking for bloody war with us if you continue down this path. And these people don't seem to want to stop either, because you got guys like Giorgio Ferlani saying to the media, oh, we don't got to sell. We don't got to make sacrifices in the team. We don't have to do that. The club is structured very well. Then why in goddamn name are you guys selling or even in advanced talks with Tijani Reinders going to Manchester City? What? If you don't have to sell any players and make sacrifices, why are you talking to City about selling Reinders for only 75 million? The guy was just named the best midfielder in Serie A, and you guys want to sell him now to City after they screwed up this season by hiring two stupid managers, and then after, on top of it all, making horrendous purchases in the transfer market. Just inexcusable by this Milan's management. And then they want to go and say this shit in the media? These people make me bloody laugh. No wonder why the Curva Sud finally said enough is enough now. It is time to speak up and tell these people we got to change. And then on top of it all, Rafael Leao doesn't start. Teo Hernandez doesn't start. They don't even come out they don't even come on as substitutions. And possibly those two could be leaving in the summer as well. And you don't give those two a send-off? That is just outrageous to me. If those two leave this summer, I can't even fathom, guys, watching Reinders walk out the door. But if I have to watch all three of them walk out that door, which is an absolute possibility, I'm telling you guys, man, I'm gonna be so depressed. I just can't explain it, guys. It's sucking the life out of me as a Milan fan. We had to watch one of our favorite players, a fan favorite, a beloved Milan player who gave his heart and soul to this team, and Sandro Tonali walk out that door because this team made a profit on his sale. That kid would have never left this team if Maldini was still in charge. And then 2 years later, his replacement, Reinders, could be going to England as well for almost the same fee. It's incredible to see. And then now we're hearing Leao might leave, Teo might leave. This management needs to leave. Well done by the Curva Sud as well, calling for all of their resignations. But we all know these people. They got no bloody spine. They will not resign because they're pathetic human beings. and they don't give a shit. As long as they make a paycheck every week, they're happy. Destroying this club, and just continuing to frustrate us fans and just destroying what a beautiful project Maldini built. I love that you see fans talking about Maldini, chanting his name, putting a jersey in front of Casa Milan. This is what we need, guys. And this management has continuously failed and lied to our faces, and don't even get me started about what we saw yesterday. Great that Inter lost the Scudetto. Beautiful. But we had to watch Antonio Conte lift the Scudetto with Napoli. They finished 10th last year. Conte was waiting for us until the last second before he decided, okay, let's go to Napoli. And Zlatan Ibrahimovic had the audacity to say Conte wasn't the type of manager we were looking for. We were looking for a coach, not a manager. How goddamn dare he say that? This was a player who won multiple trophies, is a champion, was a champion. And this is how he acts as an executive? He should be ashamed of himself. He ruined his legacy, or he's ruined it. As a Milan player, now as an executive, he has dismantled his legacy, and he is becoming a big, big problem for us Milan fans, guys, because he continues to run his mouth. He's obviously been quiet the last few months, but at the beginning of the year, he was running his mouth constantly, talking about BS nonstop, and this is the type of guy he is, doing what he does. It's inexcusable to me. He said when he got sold, that Galliani told them a few weeks prior to getting sold to PSG that Galliani wasn't going to sell him, and then they sold him. Now he's doing it to players on Milan as an executive. It's incredible to me what a hypocrite he is. He's becoming a massive villain in Milan now, guys, to the point where he might not be able to stay in Milan if he does leave or that he gets fired by any chance. But I'm telling you guys right now, Ibrahimovic has done a lot of damage to his image and a lot to his legacy as a Milan player, guys. Furlani and Moncada, Curva Sukan has said it better about Furlani. He's a piece of shit. Son of Moratti. That's what he is. The guy is an absolute embarrassment, talking about how he's a Milan fan and then saying what he said in the media, like I mentioned. It's an absolute travesty where this club has gone, guys, to what we were 3 years ago. Defending Serie A champion to this. Watching our players leave. When we could have had a guy like Antonio Conte who would have risen the level of this club and our players. I can't imagine what he would have done with players like Leao and Teo and Reinders and Pulisic. He would have turned this team into a monstrous contender, not only in Serie A and Champions League, multiple trophies. If this management was doing what it took to win. Like Jerry Cardinale says, I want to win a Champions League and a Serie A every year. Really, asshole? Really? Are you doing the moves that make you show you want to win a Champions League and a Scudetto every year? No, you hire mediocre managers like Paulo Fonseca. I'm not going to say Contesal's a mediocre manager, but he didn't get the job done. I'm very disappointed in Sergio Conceição. He wasn't even on the touchline today because he got suspended. So he didn't even get to have a send-off either, not though he had a great 6-month tenure here at Milan, guys. It was a disaster with him, disaster with Fonseca. It was a disaster to start. We sold Morata in January after buying him. He was supposed to lead the line. We bought Fofana, who we negotiated all year for. He was good to start, but got worn out, I think, got tired. Pavlovic has a lot to learn still as a player, guys. So some of these purchases are a work in progress, and some of them didn't work out. Clear as day. If it wasn't for Reinders and Pulisic, guys, this team would have even been lower than 9th. Even lower. They're not even 9th, though. I think they're actually 8th because they passed Bologna because they won today and Bologna lost to Genoa. But still, that doesn't cover up anything, guys. The fact that today could have been Reinders' last game, Leao's last game, Teo's last game, bunch of other players probably, guys like Chikwueze, Musa, Cheek, Chow, Manyan possibly as well with his contract up in the air. Who knows, guys? We are going into a summer transfer window with so many question marks. We're walking into the unknown with this team, guys. We don't know what this management has in store. They talk about, tomorrow we start off fresh, start off for a new year. You're feeding us bullshit, honestly. Just stop. We're tired of the nonsense. You have destroyed this club. They have taken the Milanismo, as the Italians like to say, out of this team. Ruined the club. It's just inexplicable to me where we have gone as a club, guys, and we have nobody to thank but those jackasses upstairs in the management, guys. the way they've handled things on the field, trying to cut corners, you know, trying to buy cheap players and hopefully they pan out, turning them into a profit. Clearly like Rangers, guys, they can make 50 million in profit, but that's not the point. You win and make money by having a good product on the field. Look at Inter, okay? They're in debt like no tomorrow, but they're in the Champions League final on Saturday against PSG. They made 132 million. Jerry Cardinale should look at that and say, oh, maybe, you know what, if we had a great team, we can make money that way. Well, you know what, Jerry, you did, and you dismantled it because your ego couldn't handle the fact that that was Paolo Maldini's team that was built and not yours. And you had to destroy it because of your arrogance. And now this team, guys, I don't know where we go from here. Like I said in my past videos, no Champions League football. Disastrous. The Coppa Italia final was a disaster. The fans are pissed. Everyone's against the management. This has been a tumultuous season, guys. I cannot hit home how hard this was to watch week in and week out. The way they got eliminated from the Champions League. You know, just the only bright spot was beating Inter, winning the Super Cup. Not too many things to be proud of other than that, guys. So I'm so glad that this season is finally over, guys. And now it seems like Milan are also going to be hiring Iglitade as the next sporting director. He wasn't even their first choice, of course, just another indictment on this Milan management, guys. You know, taking too long with negotiations, not going after their preferred option, always letting other teams come in, offering other people more money, you know, finding a way to get the negotiation in their favor, Milan's management. It's just absolutely pathetic, guys. You know, they wanted Tony D'Amico. He wouldn't leave Atalanta. Sartori wouldn't leave Bologna. And so you settle for your third choice in Iglitade, who's coming from Lazio, who's got a lot of Serie A experience, but we don't even know who they're going to hire as manager as well. On top of that, you got Italiano who wants to stay at Bologna. Allegri might go to Napoli if Conte leaves Napoli, guys. You know, for me, guys, I've said it in the past videos, if Antonio Conte leaves Napoli, if Milan want these people off their backs and stop chanting them to sell the club, they will do whatever it takes for Antonio Conte to come to Milan. Now, I know Juventus wants him to. They have the ball in their court. They can offer more money salary-wise. They've already offered him to have full control of the sporting side of everything else. So, Juventus obviously has the upper hand. He's obviously managed them before in the past, so things are not looking good, guys, for Milan. I don't know who they're going to hire as manager. Are they going to hire Motta or Gasparini? God almighty, I hope that's not the case, guys. But things are looking very, very grim for this team, guys, going into the summer transfer window. But I think we could all agree now that the season is finally over. We're glad it's over. We got to take some time away from this team, even though they're going to hire a sporting director or make it official. And then after, we'll see what happens in the transfer window, guys. But I think that's it for this video today, guys. I just want to say one more thing. I want to thank a couple of guys who are always in my comment section. Gignac the Big Mac and Zion Train. I appreciate you guys for always commenting and watching the videos. I really appreciate you guys tuning in every week. I know it's been a very difficult season. Hopefully you guys continue watching in the summer and next season, guys. I really appreciate you guys putting in your comments and your opinions in my comment section, guys. It really means a lot to me. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my videos during this season, guys, even though it wasn't very much fun. Let's hope for a better season next year. Let's hope these people are not even at Milan, but we obviously know that they're going to be. It'd be great if someone could buy this club and take them off these people's hands, but we all know that's probably not going to happen, guys, and we'll see what happens then, guys. But, guys, that's it for this video today. Thank you very much for watching, as always, guys. If you like this video, subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Forza Milan sempre, as always, guys. Remember, if you do not watch sports, you're more. Ciao, guys.